Mariners win 5-3 over the Athletics. They sweep the series. They have now won 4 straight. Let's talk about how it happened real quick. JJ Bleday back up after having a torrid couple of months for AAA Las Vegas, crushes a home run off George Kirby to make it 1-0 A's. Taylor Trammell, 2-run shot that scores JP Crawford in the third inning to make it 2-1. Esteury Ruiz is much faster than you, not me, much faster than me as well. Triples in Nick Allen to tie the game at 2-2. And then an RBI groundout scores Ruiz to make it 3-2 in the third. Taylor Trammell walks in a run. He doesn't actually walk in the run. The pitcher walks in the run, but it does score the run to make it 3-3. And Colton Wong singles in a couple of guys to give the Mariners a 5-3 lead. Bullpen does the job from there. Offense does not do its job from there. And the Mariners get the win. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you again. The biggest takeaway from this series, again, is just how pathetic the Oakland Athletics are. I hate it. I don't want anybody to be this bad. It's not fun to have somebody this bad. Look, the A's are 6-26 on the season. 6-26. That means that they have gone 2-13 basically 2 times. You pray that you don't have 2-13 stretch. Far be it 2 to open the season. I just feel so bad for their fans. I've said it all 3. I'll say it again when they play in a couple of weeks or whenever. This is not fun. This is not fun, and it's not good for baseball to have a team this bad. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's great that the Mariners have taken advantage of it. They've played 2 absolutely atrocious baseball teams in the Oakland Athletics and the Colorado Rockies, and they're 6-0 against them. And that's good. It's good that you're taking advantage of these bad teams. But it stinks that there are these many bad baseball teams to have to play. Just for a little bit of reference. So 26 losses. The Mariners in 2001 picked up their 26th loss on July 16th. That's insane. 3-5 loss that night. Former Mariner legend Miguel Bautista got the win. Mariner whipping boy, for lack of a better term, John Halama, just a guy that was so easy to pick on back then because like the other starters were so good or showed so much promise that Halama was kind of like the Marco Gonzalez, only not quite as talented and definitely not as good a hitter. July 16th versus May 4th. And no, I'm not asking the Athletics to be the 2001 Mariners, but come on. Come on. All right, let's talk about some negatives. Okay. So George Kirby ends up giving you 7 innings of 3-run baseball. I don't think he was particularly very good today, especially early on. Give him some credit for battling back, but he wasn't missing bats at all against a lineup that you should miss plenty of bats. Control was good. Command was so-so. Not the most impressive outing I've seen, but here's the good thing. When you're not at your best and you still can give 7 innings of 3-run baseball, good job. Good job. But I will say he will have to pitch much better than he did down against better lineups because better lineups would have scored a lot of runs today. This stuff was not good. He said so in the post game. I was watching it briefly just before recording that, he was able to jam some hitters and get some pitches inside, but clearly did not have his best stuff. But the only other negative I want to talk about is this top of the lineup is just struggling. Julio does draw a walk, but he goes 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts again. He's just off. He's jumping at everything. You can tell that it's frustrating him. It sure looks like it anyway, because he's getting some very hittable pitches that he crushed for the overwhelming majority of 2022. Just hasn't happened yet. And the good news is he's still in the lineup. He's designated hitter. He is lining up a designated hitter. Not sure why it took me so long to get that out. While dealing with the back problems, it's nice that he's just even getting into the lineup. But it's got to get better sooner or later, right? And it will get better sooner or later. It will. I have zero doubt in my mind. Just frustrating to deal with right now. Ty France does get the one hit, but 1 for 5 isn't going to do it. Kelnick gets the one hit. That's not going to do it either. Eugenio Suarez. So the top of the lineup all 3 of the 4 guys had hits, but 1 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 5, 0 for 4. That's not good. That is not good. But here is some good news. The bottom of the lineup was excellent tonight or today. Time is a construct. JP Crawford walks a couple of times. Taylor Trammell with that home run and with that walk. And Colton Wong. Look, is he crushing the baseball? No. But are the hits starting to fall? Yeah. 6 for 17 on this road trip. I'll take that. I will take that. Still a little worried about the defense, but it's nice to see some hits fall. He's up to 189, 274, 203, which again is wretched. But think about how bad this number was just a couple of 3 or 4 days ago. A week ago, before the road trip. Whatever. The A's are so bad. Bullpen was very, very solid again today. Paul Sewald. Would have been nice to not have to use him 2 times in this trip, if I'm being honest with you. But did a nice job. Justin Topa does the job again. 1.38 ERA from Justin Topa. Even at the 1/5 point, could not be more impressed with what Topa and Spire have done for this bullpen. So yeah, great to get a sweep. They are now 6-0 against the Athletics and the Rockies, and they are 9-16 against everybody else. And here's the thing, you could also say they are 8-1 against the Rockies, Athletics, and Cardinals. Now, look, the Cardinals are much more talented than those teams, but have you looked at what the Cardinals record is right now? I haven't. I'm actually going to do this right now because I guarantee it's not good because, I do watch a lot of baseball, but I don't check the standings every single day. I'm guessing it's bad. I'm guessing it's bad. And 10-22. Oh my goodness gracious. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Wow. Man, there's some bad teams in baseball right now. Kansas City is 8-24. The White Sox are 10-22 and 2 games clear of last place because of how bad the Royals are. The Athletics, the AL East, they should be petitioning to get rid of divisions right now because the Yankees, even with all of their injuries to their pitching staff and now to their 2 best hitters, are 17-15 and would be in first place in a few divisions, but they're last in the American League East. Man, that just doesn't seem fair. So yeah, that's to conclude your road trip. You go 5-4. I would have signed up for that. I wish they would have looked better doing it. I wish it would have been a little more impressive how they looked doing it, particularly against Toronto and Philadelphia. And look, even those first 2 games against Oakland. Again, I will point out that they were in trouble in both those games, losing late. But they end up getting the wins. They were losing this one as well, but not very late. Plenty of time to have made that old comeback. Huge series coming up. And look, Houston's not playing well for them anyway, 16-15. I just think it's important to establish some stuff here, especially when you got your best pitcher going tomorrow. For those who don't know, tomorrow we've got, it's a good pitching matchup, Luis Castillo against Christian Javier. And then Saturday, a game I will be at, we've got Marco against Brandon Bialik, who that should be a game that maybe sees some runs. Bialik's not terrible, but a guy that they should be able to get to. And then a really interesting matchup on Sunday between Bryce Miller and Hunter Brown, two of the more talented young pitchers in the division. This should be fun. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. And I do, you can say all you want about how early it is and all that stuff. I do think this is an important series. I want to see them look like they belong on the field with them. And here's the main reason why I want to see them look like they belong on the field with them. Houston's not healthy. Flat out is not healthy. They are not healthy because they don't have one of their best players in Jose Altuve not playing. They're not healthy because Kyle Tucker is really struggling. Got off to an amazing start and then has just been going through it. I believe he was like 8 for 42 in his last few. There's still no Michael Brantley. Their pitching staff has some injuries. You're going to see the best of them. Well, no Framber Valdez. That's always nice. Yeah, I think this is an important series, and I really want to see them get off to a nice start in this one. Be excellent if we could talk about this team being a 500 team after all the stinky stuff that happened, to start the year and, the bad road trip. I'd love to see it. I'd really love to see it. But a sweep against the worst baseball team I've ever seen. Sure. But it counts. It certainly counts. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Crawford_MILB. Check out the RotoWire Fantasy Baseball podcast. Check out my imminent arrivals article on RotoWire. Top 10 redraft prospects. Jordan Walker at the top of the list. Unfortunately, Gavin Stone and Brandon Pfaadt were next on that list, and neither one looked very good. Tough debuts. Philadelphia really good, and I think I really like the Texas Rangers. I really like that lineup, and that is one of the reasons why I wanted this team to get off to a better start is because, yeah, Texas has some injuries going on too right now with Kyle Tucker and Jacob deGrom, but they are a much more complete team than I think people gave them credit for. They're going to be formidable, I think. And then there's the Angels, and thankfully, the team they just swept will not be challenging them. But yeah, fun to sweep. But I think the overall takeaway is Rob Manfred, do something about the Oakland Athletics and do it so they stay in Oakland, please. Thank you.